Hi guys, today I want us to model this container using Onshape sheet metal. Is a good example for the beginners who are starting to use Onshape. Okay, let's have fun. Let me now create a new part studio and maybe call it sheet metal. Okay. Uh, I will start with a sketch on the front plane. I'm using keyboard shortcuts. This one, I'm using inches. This is a 12 inch. This is 8, like that. This is the base sketch. Call it base sketch. I like renaming my sketches and my features, but for now, because of time, I won't rename. Next, we need now to form the first model of the sheet metal model. Therefore, select sheet metal model and isometric, and I want to use extrude option. This edge, and this edge to be U-shaped. Okay, I want to use 30 inches. This is 30, length of 30, but I want to be symmetry. My sketch to be symmetry, to be along the plane of symmetry. For the thickness, let me use default 0.125 inch. Bed radius, let me use 0.25. Bed radius is this radius here. This one is 0.25. Then material, I want to use default K factor and rod K factor. Let's go to relief here now. I want to use a minimal gap of the default, but for the corner relief, I want to use a rectangular scaled. You'll see what this means. I want to use 1.5. Yeah, those are the parameters I want to use. If I go back to material here, general, you can see the material is outside the sketch. If you want this, it is inside the sketch. If you want the material to be outside the sketch, you have to use this like that. But for now, let me say, okay, if you measure this, you're going to see it is a 0.25. Can see? Because we said bed radius of 0.0525. That's how you make a simple model. Okay? Next, we need now to create flanges on this edge and this edge. Therefore, if you select these two flanges here, you go to the you go to the flange, select the edge like that. The other direction. If you go right view, you can see the material is the inner surface of the edge of the flange is coincident to the surface, but I want the outer instead, this outer surface to be coincident. You can also select middle, half the material is inside, half outside. I want outer. Then for the edge, I want to go to up to entity that edge like that. Okay, that's how you create a flange. Then next we need now to add additional tab. If you go back to this one here, we will not add this top. You see this one here? Therefore, you have to sketch here. You go normal in the sketch here, like that. Another sketch. This one to be vertical and 4. Construction to be 14. This and this to be 60. That's fine. You select now a tab. We use tab to add a material to the sheet metal. Tab profile, this profile, I want it to match this face. Also, you can select multiple like that. You can see? That's how you add a tab. If you go top, if you zoom here, I want us to close this gap by creating a joint. And the joint will be, we usually have two types of joints, a rib or a bed. If you go to joint, make joint, it is either a rib or bed. For me, I want to use a rib. Bed is, this one is a bed. If you want to have a bed here, you select the bed. But for me, I need a rib, okay? Therefore, you select these two edge like that. If you go back on top view, let me zoom in here. You have to either use edge joint, or butt joint. Butt joint is whereby one edge is longer than the other. You can see this one is a butt. You can use the other direction. Therefore, this becomes shorter, this becomes longer. Or you can use edge. You see what happens on the edge. This material is left for welding. But for me, I want the other way. I want direction 1. Yeah. You can now repeat the same thing on the other edges. Okay, let me do that. Yeah, I have done all the edges. Okay, now next step we need to do what? Let me go back here. We need this hole. We need these ones here. Yeah, let's do that now. Let's start with the hole, or let's start with the edge, the flanges here. Select flange, all these 3 lines like that. Also the same thing this side like that. See what happens. Change the direction. Yeah, like that. I want to use a partial flange because I want this one to reduce, but I want overall parameters to be per chain, because if you select per edge, you can see the partial flange cuts per edge. I don't want to cut here, therefore I have to use per chain. Also second bound, or the second direction here like that. Yeah, you can see how it is. Next, I need to modify this corner to be simple. Remember, if you go back here, we said that corner relief to be rectangular scaled, but I want to be simple. How can you do that? You can also change this corner. Just select this one to be a corner, this corner here, and use simple. Okay, I want to use simple. Okay, repeat same steps to all these 4 corners, from square size to simple. Okay, corner, Then here from square sized to simple. Okay, corner here. Just select one edge, provided the edge of the vertex lies on that corner. Okay, I think that's fine for us. Uh, if you can see, this one is like a rectangle. If I go back here to the model, I can change this one to be round scaled also, to make sure that my corner relief is in form of round. You can see now you are round. Okay, but now you have these errors because now the selection has disappeared. Let me go back to how it was rectangular scaled, so that we don't have the errors that are generated. Now we need now to make a hole uh, that is on this face that goes through. You can sketch on this face. Number two, you can put a point, by the way, like that. Dimension this to this point to be 12. That's all we need. Then use hole command and select this point. You can leave everything else default. That's our hole. Okay. Lastly, we need now to chamfer. You have to chamfer these ones, how to use equal distance. I want to chamfer this edge. Also the other edge. F to fit this edge. F to fit and this edge. Like that. Okay. You can now lastly you can assign material. I want to assign steel. Normal steel of this steel. You can also assign appearance, the one you need, like maybe like that. Yeah, that's how you model a simple sheet metal. By the way, you can, if you want to see the flat pattern, just select here. You can see how it is. You can sketch here. If you want a hole here, you can still sketch on the flat pattern. Yeah, maybe a circle here. Shift A to extrude, remove, like that. Yeah, still loading for some internet. Therefore, this is how you go about it. Thank you. Stay tuned for more.